Bus drivers are expected to return to work tomorrow morning, and the DA has asked for answers on why a reported probe into alleged Al-Qaeda activities in South Africa was stopped. Ambusisiwa Khadebe with the latest news update. Bus drivers are expected to return to work tomorrow morning, ending their 3-week strike. The unions involved, led by SATAU and the employers, reached agreement today after lengthy negotiations. SATAU's Vincent Masoha explains the details.
We just sent communication to the provinces. The strike has been called off. Subsequent to the agreement we have reached with the employers of a 9.5% and 5% implementable in June, and therefore in this current financial year we will have a 10% agreement overall.
Curators of embattled asset management company Fidentia say they are making good strides in recovering the funds invested in the company. The Western Cape High Court will, on Wednesday, sentence the Fidentia's former boss, J. Arthur Brown, on 2 fraud charges relating to Asset Trust Management Company, Matco, and the Transport Education and Training Authority, TETA. Beneficiaries of 2 investors, Living Hands and Antheru Trust, have lashed out at Brown's curators for not making regular payments to them. Curator Dinesh Jiwala says they have already paid out hundreds of millions to investors.
The criminal aspect is but one aspect of the entire curatorship. The civil aspect is for us as curators to go and look for what happened to the money, and where the money was wrongly managed or wrongly dealt with is to recover it. And that we've done with a fair amount of success up till now. We've made distributions in terms of the curatorship order which was granted some years ago. We've distributed well in excess of 200 million, 250 million.
The multi-party panel established by Parliament's Joint Ethics and Members' Interest Committee to investigate the conduct of Communications Minister Dina Pule will also consider the latest media report on Pule. A weekend newspaper claims to have evidence that Pule lied about her relationship with one of the beneficiaries of the ICT Indaba that took place last year. The report claims that there is a document in which Pule had listed this person as her official companion, a term used in the ministerial handbook to refer to a long-term partner who may benefit from official travel expenses. Mercedes Besend reports.
The current investigation by the 9-member panel is to establish whether Minister Pule's alleged romantic friend benefited from the ICT Indaba, an allegation which the minister has denied earlier. Panel chairperson Professor Ben Churok says the panel has taken note of these media reports. The hearing is continuing this week, and Churok says 3 witnesses are expected to be called to testify on Wednesday and Thursday. Mercedes Besend, SABC News, Parliament.
And lastly, the Democratic Alliance has asked for answers on why a reported probe into alleged Al-Qaeda activities in South Africa was stopped. The DA's Diane Carla Bernard says if there was no terrorist threat, then crime intelligence should be able to explain the reason for halting the investigation. The Hawks earlier declined to comment on a report by the Daily Maverick that police and the State Security Agency had monitored a number of alleged Al-Qaeda training camps in South Africa. The Daily Maverick, an online publication, says the police and the agency stopped monitoring the activities at a farm outside Pretoria and later at a secluded farm in the Klein Karoo. The report goes on to say that the Dockerat family, who owned the properties, later bought a 70% share of the developing Tsitsikamma Golf Estate. Catch the latest news on the hour on SABC radio stations and on NewsBreak Option 1.